The fleet fired first. Then came one word, Terra. Part 1. Captain Laura Mitchell stood on the bridge of the Earthship Horizon. Her blue uniform was neat and clean. Her short brown hair was combed back. She looked at the large screen in front of her. It showed a massive space station. The station was home to the Galactic Conclave, a group of 7 alien species. "Are we ready, Dr. Garcia?" Laura asked. Alan Garcia nodded. He was the ship's language expert. "Yes, Captain. I've studied their main language for years. I can talk to them." Laura turned to the woman in a gray suit. "Ambassador Reynolds?" Diane Reynolds took a deep breath. "As ready as I'll ever be. This is what we trained for." This was humanity's first meeting with the Conclave. For decades, these aliens had watched Earth from far away. Now that humans had built ships that could travel faster than light, the Conclave had invited Earth to talk about joining them. The Horizon was not alone. 3 smaller Earth ships followed behind it. They were part of Earth's defense fleet, the best ships humans had built. "Station is hailing us, Captain," said the communications. "Officer Jack Evans, put them through," Laura ordered. The screen changed. A tall alien with purple skin and 4 eyes appeared. It had no hair and its face looked almost like a skull. "Earth vessel," the alien said in a deep voice. "I am Counselor Vex of the Jiraxian people. Welcome to Conclave Station Alpha." "Thank you, Counselor," Laura replied. "I am Captain Laura Mitchell of the Earth Defense Fleet. We come in peace and friendship." The alien made a gesture with its 6-fingered hand. "Before you dock, we require a gesture of trust. Please power down your weapon systems." Laura frowned. This wasn't in the planned meeting rules. She looked at Ambassador Reynolds. "Ask for a moment to discuss," Reynolds whispered. "Counselor, we need a few minutes to talk about this request," Laura said. "Very well. But know that this is standard procedure," Vex replied. The screen went dark. "I don't like this," said Security Chief Paul Warren. He was a tall man with dark skin and a serious face. "We weren't told to disarm. It leaves us open to attack." Ambassador Reynolds nodded. "I agree. We should offer to lower our shields instead." "What do you think, Dr. Garcia?" Laura asked. Alan looked troubled. "Something feels off. In my study of Conclave history, I never saw a rule about disarming for first meetings." Laura made her decision. "We'll offer to lower shields as a compromise. We keep weapons online but not aimed at anything." Jack reopened the channel. Counselor Vex appeared again. "We cannot power down weapons, Counselor," Laura explained, "but we offer to lower our shields as a sign of trust." The alien's face changed. Its 4 eyes narrowed. "This is unfortunate. Your kind was warned about by some of our members. They said humans were too violent to join us." "That's not fair," Ambassador Reynolds said, stepping forward. "We've come all this way to talk peacefully." What happened next shocked everyone on the bridge. Without warning, the space around the Earth ships filled with energy beams. 2 of the escort ships exploded instantly. The 3rd was hit badly and started drifting. The horizon shook violently. People fell to the floor. Alarms sounded everywhere. "We're under attack," Paul shouted. "Shields at 30%. "Return fire," Laura ordered. The Horizon's weapons fired at the nearest Conclave ships, but there were too many of them. Another hit rocked the ship. A console exploded near Ambassador Reynolds. She fell to the ground, not moving. Jack ran to check on her. "She's dead, Captain." Laura's face hardened. "Get us out of here. Emergency jump back to Earth." "But the calculations." The pilot started. "Just do it," Laura shouted. As the Horizon prepared to jump, Alan worked quickly at his station. "Captain, I'm grabbing their communications. They didn't expect us to fight back. They're saying something about containing the Earth threat before it spreads." Laura looked at the burning ships on the screen. They planned this. The whole meeting was a trap. The ship shuddered as its engines charged for the jump. "Jump in. 3, 2, 1. The pilot counted. Stars stretched into lines as the Horizon jumped away. The damaged escort ship tried to follow but exploded before it could jump. In the quiet after the jump, Laura checked on her crew. 12 dead, including Ambassador Reynolds. 28 injured. The ship was badly damaged. Send a message to Earth, she told Jack. Tell them what happened. Tell them the Conclave is not our friend. They are coming for us. Laura walked to the window and looked at the stars. They fired first, she said quietly. They'll regret that. Over the next few days, the damaged horizon limped back to Earth. Alan spent that time studying the Conclave communications he had captured. Captain, he said on the fourth day, I found something important. The Xeraxians pushed for this attack. They convinced the other species that humans were dangerous, but not all the Conclave agreed. That doesn't help us now, Laura said. They still attacked us. When the horizon finally reached Earth orbit, military ships came to meet it. The news of the attack had reached home. Earth was in shock. In a meeting room at Earth Defense Headquarters, Laura told the full story to Fleet Admiral William Carter and other leaders. They want us dead, she finished. And they'll be coming to finish the job. Admiral Carter nodded grimly. Then we'll be ready for them. He stood and walked to a large map of the solar system. As of today, Earth is on war footing. We will build defenses, ships, and weapons we will prepare in silence. He looked at each person in the room. They think we're weak. They think we're easy prey. They're wrong. Carter's eyes were hard as stone. When they come for us again, we'll be waiting, and they'll learn one word they should have respected from the start. Terra. The fleet fired first. Then came one word. Terra. Part 2. 5 years passed. Earth had changed. The countries that once fought each other now worked together. They formed the Earth Defense Alliance. People built weapons and ships in secret places, deep in asteroids and hidden on the moon. They worked in near total silence. No radio messages were sent into space. The Conclave believed Earth was weak. That belief would be their mistake. Fleet Admiral William Carter walked through a large room carved inside the moon. Workers moved around massive ship parts. Sparks flew from welding tools. The noise was deafening. William had not wanted this job at first. Before the attack, he had argued against building too many warships. He had hoped for peace. Now he led the biggest building project in human history. Admiral, Dr. Wong is waiting. For you? Said his aide, Lieutenant Sam Foster. William nodded and followed Sam to a small office. Inside, a woman with glasses looked up from a screen. Dr. Wong, what have you found? William asked. Kate Wong stood up. Something important, Admiral. Look at this. She pointed to her screen. It showed strange, glowing cells. These are from the alien body we recovered, the Xeraxian pilot who died when his ship crashed on Mars. What am I looking at? William asked. They're nerve cells. The way their brains work, Kate explained. They use electrical signals like we do, but also light signals. And I found something interesting. She touched a button. The cells on the screen changed color and stopped moving. Their nerves stop working when hit with this specific light frequency. It's like turning off a switch. William's eyes widened. You mean we could disable them without killing them? Maybe, Kate said. I'm working on a device now. It might affect their ships too, since they use neural interfaces to control them. William put his hand on her shoulder. Good work, Doctor. This could save a lot of lives. Across the lunar base, Commander Jason Patterson prepared for a mission. He checked his special suit one last time. It was designed to hide from Conclave sensors. His small team of 5 soldiers would use it to sneak onto a Conclave outpost. Everything set? Asked his second-in-command, Sergeant Linda Martinez. Almost, Jason replied. Just making sure the data drives work. We need to steal their attack plans. Linda nodded. The new ship is amazing. No heat signature, no metal parts that their scanners can detect, but we only have 6 hours of air. 6 hours is enough, Jason said. We get in, find their data center, copy everything, and get out. 2 days later, Jason's team returned to the secret base on Pluto's moon. Their mission was a success, but it had cost them. 1 soldier had died, and Jason was injured. but the data they brought back was worth it. In the command center on the moon, William, Kate, and Laura Mitchell, now a vice admiral, looked at the stolen information. "It's worse than we thought," Laura said. "The Conclave is sending almost 1,000 ships. They want to destroy Earth completely." William studied the attack route. "But now we know exactly where they're coming from and when they'll arrive. That gives us the advantage." He walked to a large hologram of the solar system. "We've built defense platforms around every planet. The Aegis network surrounds Earth, and we have the new ships hidden throughout the system." "Will it be enough?" Kate asked. William looked grim. "It has to be. We've used the Conclave technology we captured to improve our weapons. Our ships are faster. Our shields are stronger. And now, thanks to you, we might have a way to disable their neural systems." Laura pointed to the outer planets. "The first line of defense will be here at Neptune and Uranus. We have mines and automated weapons platforms. Then we have the Jupiter squadron ready to hit them as they pass." "And if they get past all that?" Kate asked. "Then they face the main fleet at Mars and the Aegis network around Earth," William answered. "Every ship, every weapon, every soldier is ready." On a small base on Mercury, closest to the sun, a young technician named Ben Rodriguez monitored the early warning system. The system watched the edge of the solar system for any sign of the Conclave fleet. Ben didn't expect to see anything. The Conclave wasn't due for at least another month, according to intelligence. But then a light flashed on his screen. Then another. And another. He checked the readings 3 times to be sure. Then he hit the alarm button. "This is Mercury Outpost. Multiple FTL signatures detected entering the solar system. Repeat, Conclave fleet is arriving." Throughout the solar system, men and women moved to battle stations. Ships powered up their engines. Weapons were armed. The Earth itself remained dark and quiet, showing no sign of the massive defenses waiting. On the Lunar Command Center, William received the alert. He walked calmly to the main communication station. "Send to all commands," he ordered. "Maintain total communications blackout. Let them come." Laura stood beside him, watching the dots on the screen that represented the incoming Conclave ships. "They think they're coming to finish what they started," she said quietly. "They think we've been hiding in fear for 5 years." William nodded. "Let them think that. Let them believe we're helpless." He looked at the hologram of Earth, peaceful and blue. Then, at the hidden symbols that showed their defense network, their ships, their weapons, all invisible to the approaching enemy. "The Conclave believes they're the hunters," William said. "They're about to learn they're the prey." On the lead Conclave ship, Supreme Commander Vrax of the Xeraxian forces looked at the display of the solar system. His 4 eyes blinked slowly, one after another. His purple skin reflected the light from the screens. "No response from the humans?" he asked his communications officer. "None, Supreme Commander. No transmissions detected, no ship movements. Their planet appears as primitive as our reports suggested." Vrax made a sound like stones grinding together. In his species, it was a laugh. "Excellent. This will be even easier than we thought. Set course for the 3rd planet. We will cleanse it of the human infection." The massive Conclave fleet moved forward, unaware of what waited for them in the darkness of space. The fleet fired first. Then came one word. Terra. Part 3 Supreme Commander Vrax stood on the bridge of his massive ship. He watched the screens as his fleet moved deeper into the human solar system. He felt confident. The Conclave had 1,000 ships. Their report said Earth had built only a small fleet since their first meeting. "We are approaching the gas giant planet," his navigation officer reported. "Any sign of human defenses?" Vrax asked. "None, Supreme Commander. The planet appears to have no military presence." Vrax nodded. This would be easy. The humans were primitive, compared to the Conclave. Soon, Earth would be just another conquered world. What Vrax did not know was that Major Olivia Russell waited in the shadows of Jupiter's moons. She commanded 50 small fast ships hidden in the moon called Europa. These ships did not show up on Conclave scanners. Earth had learned a lot in 5 years. "They're entering the kill zone," Olivia said to her pilots. "Remember your training. Hit fast, then run. Don't try to fight them directly." On her signal, hidden platforms on 3 of Jupiter's moons powered up. These platforms contained gravity weapons, technology stolen from the Conclave and improved by Earth scientists. "Fire!" Olivia ordered. Invisible beams shot out from the moons. They hit the smaller Conclave ships first. The gravity weapons pulled and pushed in different directions. 20 Conclave ships were torn apart in seconds. "What is happening?" Vrax shouted as his ship shook. He watched as more of his ships were destroyed. "Unknown weapon signature," his science officer replied. "It appears to be—" The officer stopped, shocked. "It appears to be our own gravity technology, but much stronger." Vrax was angry but not worried. He had lost only a small part of his fleet. He still had hundreds of ships. "Continue toward Earth," he ordered. "This is just a minor setback." As the Conclave fleet moved past Jupiter, Olivia gave her second order. Her 50 ships powered up and raced out from their hiding places. They were small but fast. Each carried powerful weapons. "Attack pattern Delta," she commanded. "Draw them into the asteroid belt." Her ships fired on the rear of the Conclave fleet, then turned and raced away. 100 enemy ships broke off to chase them. "The fools," Olivia said with a smile. "They took the bait." She led the Conclave ships into the asteroid belt between Mars and Jupiter. There, hidden among the rocks, were thousands of nuclear mines. Earth had placed them there over the past 5 years. As soon as the enemy ships entered the belt, Olivia sent the signal. The mines activated. Explosions lit up space. Conclave ships disappeared in flashes of light. Meanwhile, Lieutenant Noah Chen piloted a special ship. His vessel was the most advanced stealth ship Earth had built. It was small, with a crew of just 3. Its job was the most dangerous of all. Approaching the Conclave command ship, Noah told his crew, "Active stealth. Engaged." His ship glided silently toward the massive vessel that carried Supreme Commander Vrax. The stealth technology made them invisible to Conclave sensors. "Docking in 30 seconds, Noah said. "Prepare the package." The package was a small device created by Dr. Kate Wong. It contained her neural disruptor program. It would affect the Juraxian nervous system and the neural interfaces they use to control their ships. Noah's ship attached to the Conclave command vessel like a tiny parasite. One crew member, Engineer Heather Lee, left their ship in a special suit. She planted the device on the hull of the enemy ship. It burned through the metal and released the program into the Conclave systems. Inside Vrax's ship, strange things began to happen. Crew members reported seeing things that weren't there. Some could not move properly. The ship's computers displayed false information. "Something is wrong with our systems," Vrax's second-in-command reported. His 4 eyes blinked rapidly in distress. "And the crew. Many are getting sick." Vrax felt it too. His head hurt, his vision blurred, but his anger kept him focused. "Send a message to the Conclave homeworlds," he ordered. "Request reinforcements. Tell them we have engaged the humans and found unexpected resistance." By now, the Conclave fleet had lost nearly half its ships. The Earth defenses had worked better than Admiral Carter had hoped. But Vrax still pushed forward with his remaining ships. They approached Mars, the last planet before Earth. On the Red Planet, Earth had built its largest space base. 200 warships waited there, commanded by Vice Admiral Laura Mitchell. For 5 years, she had prepared for this moment. She had not forgotten the friends she lost when the Conclave attacked without warning. "All ships, battle stations," Laura ordered. "The enemy has been weakened, but they are still dangerous. Remember your training. Remember what we fight for." As the Conclave fleet came into view, Laura opened a direct channel to Admiral Carter on the moon. "They're here," she reported. "Permission to engage." "Permission granted," Carter replied. "Show them what humanity can do." Laura's fleet moved out from behind Mars. The ships were smaller than the Conclave vessels, but there were many of them, and they carried weapons the Conclave had never seen before. Vrax was shocked when he saw the human fleet. "Where did they get so many ships?" the report said. The reports were wrong, his officer interrupted. "It appears the humans have been preparing for this battle. For the first time, Vrax felt fear. Half his fleet was gone, his crew was affected by some unknown illness, and now a human fleet challenged him directly. The two fleets clashed in the space near Mars. Earthships darted around the larger Conclave vessels, firing precise shots at weak points. The Conclave fought back, but they were confused and sick from the neural disruptor. As the battle raged, Admiral Carter watched from the Lunar Command Center. When he saw that the Conclave fleet was fully engaged with Laura's forces, he gave the final order. "Break communications blackout," he commanded. "Send one word to the Conclave command ship." The communications officer nodded and sent the message. On his damaged ship, Vrax received the transmission. It was just one word: Terra. As that message arrived, the Earth defense grid powered up. Thousands of weapons platforms around Earth became visible. The Aegis network, humanity's last line of defense, was now active. Vrax understood too late. The humans had tricked them. They had let the Conclave come deep into their territory, weakening them step by step. "Retreat," Vrax ordered. "We must retreat and return with a larger force." But it was too late. The trap had closed. The fleet fired first. Then came one word: Terra, Part 4. The battle for Earth spread across the orbital defense grid. Conclave ships fought with advanced technology. Earth forces had the home advantage and surprise tactics. Admiral Carter watched it all from the moon base. He directed the defense with a calm voice. "Group 3, move to Sector 7, he ordered. "Jupiter Squadron, fall back to Mars defense line." Vice Admiral Laura Mitchell led the space battle from her ship, the Defiance. It was Earth's most advanced destroyer. She had waited 5 years for this day, the day humans would show the Conclave they were not easy prey. "Target their engine sections," she told her fleet. "They're still suffering from the neural disruption. Their shields are weaker at the rear." Earthships darted between the larger alien vessels. They fired at weak spots with perfect aim. The Conclave ships tried to form a battle line, but they couldn't coordinate properly. Dr. Wong's neural disruptor was working better than expected. On Earth, Dr. Alan Garcia sat in a special room. He had spent years studying Conclave languages and communications. Now he used that knowledge as a weapon. "Send false retreat orders to Battle Group 6, he told his team. "Make it look like it came from their command ship." His team sent the fake message. Soon a group of 20 Conclave ships broke formation and turned away from the battle. It created a gap in their defense line. Earthships quickly moved into the opening and attacked from behind. "It's working," Alan said with a smile. "Send the next set of orders." The space around Mars turned into a graveyard of broken ships. Both sides took heavy losses. But the Conclave fleet was confused and divided. Many of their crews were sick from the neural disruption. They had lost their advantage. Lieutenant Victor Reyes led a team of Marines in special spacesuits. They flew small pods toward a damaged Conclave cruiser. Their job was to board the alien ship and capture information and prisoners. "Remember, aim for their lower arms," Victor told his team over the radio. "Their upper arms control their weapons, and watch out for the gas vents. Their air is poisonous to us." The Marines attached to the hull of the alien ship. They cut through the metal with special tools. When they broke through, they moved quickly through the corridors. Most of the alien crew was sick or confused. The Marines stunned them with special weapons based on Dr. Wong's research. Victor led his team to the ship's control room. There they found 3 high-ranking officers. The aliens tried to fight, but they were no match for the trained Marines. "Secure the prisoners," Victor ordered. "Download their ship's database. We need their fleet movements and homeworld locations." The Marines worked fast. They captured the aliens and the ship's information. Then they planted special bombs throughout the ship. These bombs would disable but not destroy the vessel. Earth wanted to study Conclave technology. As Victor's team returned to their pods, a message came from Admiral Carter. "All forces, be advised. Conclave reinforcements detected entering the solar system." Victor looked at his team. "We need to hurry." In the outer solar system near the planet Pluto, a new conclave fleet appeared. They had received Vrax's distress call and come to help. There were 500 fresh ships ready for battle, but Admiral Carter had prepared for this. It was time to reveal Earth's final weapon. Activate Prometheus Protocol, he ordered. On Pluto and its moons, massive cannons appeared from under the ice. These were the largest weapons humans had ever built. They used antimatter, the most powerful energy source known. The cannons could hit targets even when they traveled faster than light. The cannons fired. Beams of pure energy cut through space. The incoming conclave fleet had no warning. 50 ships disappeared in an instant. Another 100 were damaged and fell out of formation. The surviving conclave reinforcements tried to regroup, but the cannons fired again and again. Each shot destroyed more ships. The reinforcement fleet was cut off from the main invasion force. Supreme Commander Vrax received the news on his damaged flagship. Half his reinforcements were gone. The rest couldn't reach him. His invasion was failing. We must break through to Earth, he decided. Launch all planet-killer missiles. If we cannot have this system, no one will. His remaining ships released 20 large missiles. Each one could destroy a continent. They headed straight for Earth. Admiral Carter saw the missiles on his screen. All defense platforms target those missiles. Nothing gets through. Earth's orbital platforms fired everything they had. 15 missiles were destroyed, but 5 kept going. They're changing course to avoid our fire, a technician reported. They're learning our defense patterns. Laura saw the missiles from her ship. The Defiance was closer to Earth than any other vessel. She made a quick decision. Plot intercept course, she ordered her pilot. Full power to engines. Her second-in-command, Commander Greg Bennett, looked worried. Captain, the ship is already damaged. If we intercept those missiles, I know, Laura said quietly. Order all non-essential crew to escape pods. The Defiance turned and raced toward the incoming missiles. Its engines glowed hot as they pushed beyond safe limits. The ship shook, and parts of it began to break apart from the strain. Laura opened a channel to her crew. All personnel abandon ship. That's an order. She looked at her bridge crew. That includes all of you. With respect, Admiral, Greg replied. We're staying. Laura nodded. She understood. They would see this through together. The Defiance intercepted the first missile. The ship's remaining weapons destroyed it. The second missile was closer and harder to hit. The Defiance rammed it directly, destroying both the missile and part of the ship. With the Defiance badly damaged, Laura aimed for the third missile. Divert all power to forward shields. The ship collided with the third missile. The explosion tore off the entire front section of the vessel. Only the engine compartment remained intact. 2 missiles left. Greg reported. Weapons are gone. Shields are gone. Laura gripped her chair as the ship spun. Ram them. It's all we have left. The dying Defiance, little more than engines and a partial hull, accelerated toward the fourth missile. The impact destroyed both. But Laura and her crew were killed instantly. The fifth and final missile continued toward Earth. It seemed nothing could stop it now. But then another Earth ship, the Valiant, moved into its path. The Valiant had seen the Defiance's sacrifice and followed its example. It intercepted the last missile just before it could reach Earth's atmosphere. From the lunar command center, Admiral Carter watched the destruction of the missiles. He felt the loss of Laura and the other brave crews deeply. But Earth was safe. The invasion had been stopped. On his crippled flagship, Supreme Commander Vrax knew he had lost. His fleet was destroyed. His reinforcements were cut off. His planet killer missiles had failed. Prepare my escape vessel, he ordered. As Vrax fled the battle, Earth forces surrounded his flagship. The once mighty Conclave commander escaped in a small pod, hoping to return to his people. But human sensors tracked his pod. A small Earth ship intercepted it before it could jump to faster-than-light speed. Vrax, the architect of the invasion, was captured. The Battle of Earth was over. Humanity had won. The fleet fired first. Then came one word. Terra. Part 5. 3 years passed after the Battle of Earth. Humans mourned their dead and rebuilt their fleet. They studied the captured Conclave ships. They learned how to build better faster than light drives. Now humans could reach the Conclave homeworlds. Admiral William Carter stood on the bridge of the new flagship Terra. It was the largest ship humans had ever built. Around it flew 50 other warships. This was not a fleet of conquest. It had a more complex mission. "All ships report ready, Admiral," said Commander Greg Bennett. He had survived the battle and now served as Carter's second-in-command. "Good," Carter replied. "Begin the jump sequence." Dr. Alan Garcia joined them on the bridge. In the past 3 years, he had learned even more about the Conclave. He studied all the data from the captured ships. He talked with the prisoners, including Supreme Commander Vrax. "Admiral, I've made an important discovery," Alan said. "The Xeraxians lied to the other Conclave species about us. They showed them false videos of humans destroying alien worlds. They claimed we were a hive mind species that consumed all resources in our path." "Why would they do that?" Greg asked. "Fear," Alan explained. "The Xeraxians saw our potential. They saw how quickly we advance and adapt. They wanted to eliminate us before we could challenge their control of the Conclave." Admiral Carter nodded. "That makes our mission even more important." The Earth fleet jumped into faster-than-light travel. For 3 days they moved through the strange space between stars. When they arrived, they saw the Conclave capital world. It was a beautiful planet with 3 moons, but something was wrong. There were damaged ships in orbit. Parts of the planet showed signs of battle. "Scan the system," Carter ordered. "Multiple battle sites detected," reported the sensor officer. "The planet appears to be in the middle of a civil war." Alan wasn't surprised. After their defeat at Earth, the other species must have questioned Xeraxian leadership. Our prisoner Vrax admitted the attack on Earth was mostly a Xeraxian plan. Carter made a decision. "Open a channel to the planet, all frequencies." The communications officer nodded. "Channel open, sir." Carter stood straight and spoke clearly. "This is Fleet Admiral William Carter of Terra. We come from Earth. We wish to speak with the leadership of all Conclave species, not just the Xeraxians." For a long time there was no answer. Then a voice replied. It wasn't a Xeraxian. The voice belonged to a different Conclave species. "Earth vessels. This is Counselor Mira of the Aloran people. The Conclave as you knew it no longer exists. We are at war with the Xeraxians. They lied to us about many things, including your people." "No," Carter replied. "We have captured Supreme Commander Vrax. He has confessed to these lies. We have proof to share with all species." There was a pause, then. "We will meet with you. Send a small ship to these coordinates." Major Olivia Russell led the diplomatic mission to the planet's surface. She brought Dr. Kate Wong, Lieutenant Victor Reyes, and the prisoner Vrax. They landed at a large building that had once been the Conclave's meeting place. Now it was damaged from fighting. Representatives from 6 alien species waited for them. The Xeraxians were not present. Olivia noticed that these aliens looked at the humans with curiosity, not hatred. "We bring evidence," Olivia said. She nodded to Victor, who played a recording of Vrax's confession. In the recording, Vrax admitted that the Xeraxians had manipulated the other species. They had shown fake videos of humans destroying planets. They had claimed humans would consume the galaxy's resources if not stopped. "The attack on the Earth diplomatic mission was my idea," Vrax said in the recording. "The humans came in peace. We fired first." The alien representatives looked shocked. Counselor Mira, a tall blue alien with silver eyes, spoke first. "We suspected the Xeraxians had lied about other matters. But this is worse than we thought." Another representative, a small green alien with 4 arms, added, "We have been fighting the Xeraxians for nearly 2 years. Since your people defeated our invasion fleet, we began to question their leadership. When we demanded proof of human aggression, they could not provide it." Olivia nodded. "We do not come for revenge. We come to establish the truth." Meanwhile, Lieutenant Noah Chen led the establishment of an Earth base on a former Conclave outpost. His team worked with friendly aliens who had broken from Xeraxian control. They shared technology and learned from each other. The translator. Implants are working well, Noah told a group of Aloran engineers. Now we can understand each other without Dr. Garcia's help. The Alorans were impressed by human adaptability. You have advanced more in 8 years than most species do in 50, one of them said. We see now why the Xeraxians feared you. Back on the Terra, Admiral Carter met with representatives from all 6 non-Xeraxian species. They discussed a new alliance, one based on honesty and mutual defense. The old conclave was built on Xeraxian dominance, Counselor Mira explained. They controlled the fastest ships and the strongest weapons. They forced smaller species to obey. That will not happen in our new alliance, Carter promised. All members will have equal voice. All will share in both the benefits and responsibilities. Over the next few months, humans helped the former conclave species end their civil war. The Xeraxians were defeated but not destroyed. They were offered a place in the new alliance if they agreed to the new rules. Some accepted. Others retreated to their home system. 1 year after arriving at the conclave worlds, Earth had established peaceful relations with 6 alien species. Trade began. Cultural exchanges followed. Humans shared their music, art, and ideas. The aliens shared their science, philosophy, and history. Then one day, a new alien ship appeared at the edge of the system. It belonged to a species no one had seen before. It approached cautiously, unsure of the mixed fleet of human and former conclave ships. Admiral Carter was called to the bridge of the Terra. "What do we know about them?" he asked. "Nothing, sir," Greg replied. "They're completely new." Carter thought for a moment. 8 years ago, humans had approached the conclave with hope, only to be met with violence. He would not repeat that mistake with this new species. "Open a channel," he ordered. When the connection was made, Carter spoke clearly. "Unknown vessel, this is Admiral William Carter of Terra. We represent a peaceful alliance of species. We come with open hands." He paused, then added, "But remember, Terra defends her own." The message was sent in all known languages, a sign of respect and caution. As they waited for a reply, Carter looked at the view screen. Earth had found its place among the stars, not as conquerors or victims, but as equals, as guardians of a peace forged through fire, and it had all started with one word: Terra.